back to my channel. Today's video, I've been wanting to film this for a while. I'll be talking about my septum piercing experience. Ignore my really broken nails. I need to get them done. A lot of you guys would be interested in this, and I know piercing videos are pretty popular and they're still trending for some reason, so I don't know. Also, the experience was really funny and unexpected. So I got my septum pierced about a month ago. So I got it pierced on August 8th. So this is just going to be my experience. Unfortunately, I didn't get to film the piercing because it all happened way too fast. And you'll know why in a second, so enjoy. Alright, so I was hanging out with my two friends and we went to the mall and I was joking around, alright? I totally wasn't serious and I was like, I really want to get a piercing. I want to get my tongue pierced. And you guys are probably thinking, Taylor, this is a septum piercing video, what the fuck? Just wait. So, I was joking around saying, LOL, I want to get my tongue pierced. And they deadass looked at me and they're like, let's get fucking piercings. So there was a piercing place that I've been to before and I've gone pierced there. So there was a piercing place in the mall, that's why I kind of mentioned that. And so we walked over there and I'm kind of an instinct person. I don't really like planning things. If I'm gonna do something, then I'll do it out of instinct, so then I'm not as nervous or scared. So that's kind of what always happens with me, except for tattoos. Tattoos, obviously, I plan them out because they're on me forever. Piercings you can take out, whatever. We went to the piercing place and we were just asking to look at the tongue jewelry. Me and my one friend were gonna get our tongues pierced, and then our other friend that was with us was gonna get her double nose piercing. So she wanted two studs on the same side, and we were like, okay, dope, we're all getting piercings. That's what best friends are for. Looking at all of the jewelry, and we're like, oh my god, those are pretty, those are cute. Can't wait to fuck up my life. They get us to sign the waivers. And before you get a piercing, usually, I don't know, I'm pretty sure this is at every piercing parlor or piercing studio. The piercer who's going to be doing the piercing likes to inspect the area you want to get pierced to see if it's doable, you know? So she looks at mine and my friend's tongues and she's like, hey, yeah, looks good, sign the waiver and just go sit down over there and we're good to go. So we pay for the piercing and that's fine. So yeah, and then we sit down and we wait a little bit, and then all three of us were able to go into the same room together for moral support. Okay, I go first. I go first because I like getting things over with and I like seeing my friends suffer. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know, I just like being the first one to go to get things over with so that I don't freak myself out watching my friend get it done and be like, oh shit, that looked really painful by your face. All that stuff. So I ended up going first. So I sit down in the chair, right? And she's like, stick out your tongue for me. And I was like, okay. Also, sorry mom if you're watching this, you don't know this happened. She's like, stick out your tongue. And so she grabs my tongue and tells me to go like this. Okay. And then she tells me to flip it up. So she goes, okay. She marks it with a blue marker. And she puts a dot where she's gonna pierce it, okay? Then she tells me, she's like, oh wait, yeah, we can't do this piercing. Your tongue's too small. tongue's too small. She's like, your tongue's too short. Like, go like this. Like, stick it out all the way. And I was like, that's literally as far as I can stick it out. And I literally can't put it past, like, my top lip. Like, apparently my tongue is way too short. She's like, I could pierce it, but it would cause damage to your nerves. And I was like, well, we don't want that, so let's fucking not, okay? Yeah, I sat there for a couple minutes and I was like, fuck, I'm never gonna get my tongue pierced. But then she was like, so while you're here, do you want anything else pierced? And I was like, well, fuck, I want to get my septum pierced because I've been wanting it for a while. And now I'm not really thinking about it, so just shove that needle through my nose, let's call it a day. I ended up getting my septum pierced instead of my tongue. How the septum piercing experience went was, I sat back in the chair, I kind of like got over that I couldn't ever get my tongue pierced. And I had a nose ring in at the time, and I've had a nose ring in since like grade 12, so it's been in for like 4.5 years. She looks at it and I was like, do you want me to take out my nose ring? Like, is it going to be in the way of piercing my septum? And she was like, no, it should be okay. And so I was like, okay, great, because I don't know how to take it out and it hurts like a bitch if you try to take it out. So yeah, she ended up having to take it out. So she looks at it, she tries to take it out, and she does after like 10 minutes, and it really fucking hurt. And she tells me that the hoop that I had in my nose was 10 times too small. Yeah, my hoop that I had in was too small for my nose, so it was always like irritated. So she gave me a free stud and put this stud in, and she was like, just let it do its thing and you can change it to a hoop in about a month or two. And I was like, okay, dope. Except when she was stabbing in the stud to my nose, she basically like had to re-stab it in because the hoop, the hole from my like nose before was like basically closed because I had my my nose pierced since I was like 13, so the hole was like deteriorating. I don't know how to say that word. And so the hole was like barely there, especially when she took out the hoop, because I haven't ever like had out my nose piercing for a long period of time other than like changing it. So that hurt like a bitch. So then honestly, like I didn't know she was like doing that. I thought she was already doing like the septum piercing. So I was like, oh, is that like my septum piercing done? And she's like, no, I'm just like putting the stud into your nose. And I was like, oh, great. And I was hurting at that point, and I was like, okay, shit. What's the septum gonna feel like? I'm already experiencing pain. She puts on the clamp to my nose, and she goes, the clamp's gonna be the most uncomfortable part of the whole experience. And I was like, great. So she puts on the clamp, and it's like as tight as it can go. And I was like, is the clamp even on? Dead ass didn't even feel it at all. And she's like, yeah, so I'm just gonna do the piercing now, so breathe in. And she counted down from 3, and the sucker was in, and I didn't even feel it. Didn't even feel it. The most painless piercing I've ever experienced in my life. And I have like a pretty like high pain tolerance. Like tattoos aren't really that painful for me. My belly button was not painful when I got it pierced, and my nose the first time when I got it pierced was not that painful. Get up to look at it, and it's super cute. Wish I took a picture of it when I just got it pierced, but I didn't because my nose was like irritated, my nostril was irritated from her stabbing it into my nose, and so it didn't look very good anyways the first day. So yeah, and then my friend can quote me on this, both of them, because they were there. The second I got it pierced, I was like, I feel like a new woman. And honestly, true. My septum piercing has really made me a new powerful bitch, and like nothing can stop me. So thank you for my tongue piercing not being able to work out. Thank you for my tongue being too small, because if I got my tongue pierced, I think I would be like literally disowned. And basically it was like a really good experience. It was painless, probably like on a scale of 1 to 10. My septum piercing was probably a 2 out of 10. Honestly, like 10 out of 10 recommend. Also, when I got it pierced, she asked me what size of ring that I wanted or what size of jewelry I wanted, and I told her obviously I want the horseshoe because I like the little balls at the end, but I didn't want it too noticeable, so she's like, I'll give you the smallest one so the balls are just peeking out. And I was like, God bless, thank you. My parents probably aren't gonna like this piercing. Yeah, so she gave me the smallest possible like size horseshoe. I'm not 100% sure what the gauge is. Oh, wait, another thing was after she pierced my septum, she's like, you have very small features. Your septum's small, your tongue's small, and I was like, you don't have to go on with that list. I get it. Yeah. I will do a close-up of what my septum piercing looks like now. It's been about a month. So that was basically the experience, and then after I got to sit back and relax and watch my friend get her tongue pierced. That was an experience, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't do that. And then my other friend got her double nostril piercing. It looked really cute, and both of them suit their piercings so well. I'm just glad that I ended up getting my septum pierced because I love it and I don't regret it at all. And it was honestly probably the best decision ever, so... Oh, that's as far as I can go. I don't know if it's like blurry. I think it's blurry. I don't know if you can see this. It's probably blurry. I suck ass. That's way too far away. Alright, so that was my experience getting my septum pierced. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. Also, I think we reached 5,000 subscribers, so that's fucking dope, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to me and watching my videos. It actually means the world to me. You guys can follow me on all my social medias. They will be linked down below or on the screen as usual. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!